For those of you on TikTok or Instagram, click the link in my profile, join in on YouTube. Go ahead and do that now. Here we go. All right, we are back once again. Aloha, shifters, light guardians. Thank you for joining in for some more of our inspirational team tarot. Pew 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 pew. Wizard noises, wizard noises. Thank you everyone so much for joining in. Go ahead and drop an 1111 in the chat just to be able to confirm that you guys can hear me okay. I'm not 100% sure if there's like an issue with the buffer rate on the video. If you guys want to just be able to let me know. If it, hold on guys, I want to be able to see if it looks like it's like extra choppy for some reason. I'm gonna have to make sure that that's fixed before we officially get started. So just give me a second here to be able to confirm what's going on with the choppiness. Weird. I mean, those of you who are regular know that that's not too much of a thing. So whether it resolves itself or not, we're just gonna have to give it 2 seconds here. Interesting. 1 second, team. What would be causing that choppiness? So it's a signal thing. All right, standby team. Not that I want to, but more so just because I have to. I may have to fiddle around with being able to get it so that the video is coming through properly. Hold on, I'm gonna step one, I'm gonna stop the Instagram feed in the background. So Instagram feed, jump over to YouTube, links in my profile. Let's try that, see if that makes a difference. And once we get this set up, we do have enough people to be able to get things ready to go for our first reading. So let me just confirm. It's choppy, eh? Yeah, like it is choppy. I don't know why, guys. Like it's saying like signals coming through excellent and everything like that. Give it 2 seconds here. Let's see. Is it better now? Did that fix the choppiness? Okay, I'm just observing it. It looks like it fixed the choppiness. I think that actually did fix it. So, all right, that just means we're not live on Instagram at the moment. But I'll just put us live on Instagram using my mobile device. So just give me 2 seconds here, and then that way people on Instagram can get a chance to be able to join in. Is it better now? Can you just confirm? Yeah, 11:11 looks good now, eh? All right, thanks team. Appreciate you guys helping me out behind the scenes there. A little bit of a hiccup off the start, but we're going to get right into our first reading momentarily with a little bit of our mini game, and I'll go over the full introduction for those of you who may be new. And just give me 2 seconds here. I have to grab my super high-tech camera tripod holder thing, which is technically just a roll of tape. Pro tip: put a phone and put it inside a roll of tape, and now you got like a camera thing for your phone. It works. Straight up, it works. Anyways, all right, team, let's get ready to do this. For those of you who are new, apologies for a little bit of the hiccups at the beginning, but we're gonna get right into our first reading. I'm gonna start the broadcast on Instagram now. All right. For those of you on TikTok, go ahead and click the link in my profile to be able to join in on Instagram. And for those of you on Facebook as well, also click the link in the info of this video to be able to join in on YouTube. Sorry, what did I say? For those of you on TikTok, click the link in my profile to be able to join in on YouTube. And for those of you on Instagram, also click the link in my profile to be able to join in on YouTube. Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, shout out to Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde keeps us on our ninja toes, that's for sure. Beautiful. All right, team, we are good to go. We got things rolling and coming through properly. So thank you again so much, everyone, again, for your technical support, for dropping those 1111s in the chat as we get ready to roll into our broadcast for tonight. Another one of our inspirational team tarot reading broadcasts where, again, what we're going to be doing here, we're going to be doing as many readings as we can tonight, while also inviting people to be able to both join on the Patreon, and if any people who are already on the Patreon want to be able to help upgrade their Patreon. Again, this is an inspirational team tarot and Patreon Gold Quest broadcast. So we are currently at 226 Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. I remember like however long ago when I was like, yes, just 200 was like such a big milestone. So now we're working towards our next mini milestone of 230, but also our bigger milestone of 260, which technically I gave myself as an objective to be able to reach by the end of the month. the work's been elsewhere, but nonetheless, don't let the numbers fool you. There has been a ton of work and a lot of new signups this month. It's always going to ebb and flow, but we're going to keep pushing right through the true 230 on Patreon and work our way towards 260. So we'll aim for that at least by next month, but we'll put in a bit of a dent. That's why we're here tonight, to be able to, again, do readings, invite people to the Patreon, get those numbers up, and to, more importantly than that, build community. When we do these broadcasts, what we're doing is, yes, we are doing Inspirational Team Tarot, but we're also inviting people to be able to connect further with this super awesome team that we have. For those of you who may be new, my name is Brendan. I've been creating conscious media for a long time, and we have built a really dope team of conscious media creators. When you join on our Patreon, you can see the link there in the info, links in the info of this video, and we'll post it into the chat. It's also in my profile on TikTok and Instagram. When you join on the Patreon, you can join at the $11 monthly contribution. It's a dope way for you to be able to connect further with myself and the team to be able to help support you as a conscious media creator. Even if you're not thinking of joining as a conscious media creator, it's still a great way just to be able to connect with a super cool and accountable team to be able to help keep you supported on your path of conscious evolution and personal development. So if you guys are ready to be able to get into our first reading, drop those 1111s in the chat. What we're going to do here, we're going to do a little bit of a mini game. We're going to set the intention to be able to get our first Patreon sign up, let's just say by 10 p.m. So we're currently at about 9:35. Let's get our first Patreon sign up by 10 p.m. And then the way how this will work is that the next person who signs up for the Patreon will help facilitate the next reading. For the first reading, we're going to be doing a little bit of a mini game. All of these readings, it's really, really cool. All these readings are team readings. So nobody has to worry about coming in and being able to ask for a reading. What we do is we collectively set the intention, show us what we need to see. So we're going to do a little bit of a mini game real quick, and then we're going to get right into our first reading. And then once we have that first Patreon sign up, which again can be at the $11 contribution or higher, or even the lower contribution, that person will also get to choose. This is a really exciting part, the additional choice from one of the decks. So we're going to start with the Ananda Tarot deck, and then when we get a person sign up on Patreon, you can choose from either the Hero's Journey deck, the Sacred Spirit deck, or the Lightworker Oracle deck. So I'm looking forward to being able to get to these, and again, we'll get to those as we get people signed up for the Patreon. Patreon, again, $11 monthly contribution allows you to join as a leading member. You can check out the higher contributions to be able to work with me more with my one-on-one coaching, like soul coaching stuff, to be able to have me in your corner supporting you. And again, also to be able to get connected further with the team, to be able to join as a leading member, to be able to get access to our full team chat, access to our collaborative work peers to support you as a conscious media creator, access to me as a conscious media creation coach, and discounts for our item shops such as light guarding crystals. Pew, 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 pew. So anyways, for those of you who already signed up for the Patreon, go ahead and plug the Patreon down in the chat. For those of you who are still just kind of getting the feel for things, even just check out our Discord server. You can connect there, join the Patreon when it works for you. If you're thinking of signing up for the Patreon tonight, do us a favor, drop a 555 in the chat. And again, sign up as we're doing this first reading, and then we'll get right into the next reading with you helping facilitate. Thank you again, everyone, so much for joining in. Thank you for those of you who may be new. And let's get into our first minigame. And again, we'll keep an eye on that first Patreon sign up by 10 p.m. And it only takes about 5 minutes to sign up for the Patreon. So if you guys are like fans of my work and you want to be able to connect further with the team, or at the very least, even just support with a monthly contribution, go ahead and sign up for the Patreon, get all sorts of additional content, and when you sign up onto the Patreon, you also get access to a secret video of my 5 gram mushroom experience. So if nothing else, what I said to you resonated, maybe the 5-hour-long mushroom video will be like, oh, that's it, I'm signing up for the Patreon. If you guys already signed up for the Patreon, drop a 777 in the chat just to be able to hype it up. For those of you on TikTok or Instagram, click the link in my profile now to be able to join in on YouTube. Same with those of you on Facebook. Join in on YouTube to take part in the minigame. Let's get right into this first minigame, and then we'll get right into our next reading as soon as we have that first Patreon sign up ready to go. So if you guys are ready to sign for the Patreon tonight, drop a 555 in the chat. Or if somebody already signed up for the Patreon, if anybody here tonight wants to increase their pledge, then go ahead and do that, and you can also help choose to facilitate the next reading as well. So thank you guys so much. Patreon supporters, you help make this possible for the community. Let's focus on providing value. Let's invite people further to connect with our dope team of shifters, and let's have some fun. It's almost the full moon. Did you guys see the moon tonight? It was looking cute. It like that's like it's like me literally like, wow, the moon, it looks so beautiful and amazing. Me, literally any phase of the moon. Like that's like a meme I've seen. All right, team, let's get ready to do this. I'm gonna pick a number real quick. I'm going to tell you the bracket for this number. The first person to guess this number wins. You guys are going to get 3 guesses each, 1 guess at a time. And then from there, we'll determine who the first person is. That's going to be help facilitating the first reading. We'll go through a little meditation. I'll walk you guys through that. We set the intention, show us what we need to see. None of these readings are like psychic readings. They're more kind of like cosmic forecasts. And it's also a way for us to be able to receive messages of inspiration to be able to help support us on our journey of personal development, spiritual awakening, and shifting consciousness. So it's really, really, really cool way to be able to hang out as a team. If you guys want to watch this while doing yoga, doing art, cleaning your room, puttering, whatever the case may be, please, by all means, do whatever else you got to do. Hang out here, have fun. And yeah, thank you again, everyone, for holding space and setting this intention together. Let me pick the number here and let's get right into our first reading. Okay. All right. Okay. I've got the number. Yes, I've got the number. Okay, perfect. All right. I'm going to tell you the bracket for the number. The people on TikTok or Instagram, click the link in my profile to join in on YouTube to take part in the mini game. So if you're on TikTok or Instagram, click the link in my profile to be able to jump over on YouTube to take part in the mini game for our first tarot reading of the night. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pick a number. I already picked it. I'm going to tell you the bracket for it. For those of you in the YouTube chat only. For those of you in the YouTube chat, you get 3 guesses, 1 guess at a time. First person to guess the number wins. So use this as like psychic training too if you want. Okay. Okay. The number is between 70 and 100. The number is between 70 and 100. For those of you on YouTube, go ahead and leave your guesses in the chat now. First person to guess it, first person to successfully get it is going to be the first person to help facilitate us with our first tarot reading for the team. Sound effects. So, all right, those guesses are going to be coming in on YouTube in the next moment, and then we'll do our horse racing commentary or racetrack announcer commentary. And we've got Amanda coming out of the gate with a 97, followed right behind them by May with an 81. We've got Jonathan aiming a little bit high with 141 and retracts his guess. I'll take it. That's fine, Jonathan. Sheila dropping in a 74. Pisces dropping in the bracket between 70 and 100. Sheena dropping in a 77, 82, 87, 79, 77 by Fanny. Jonathan dropping in an 87. Iman dropping in 37, and again the bracket is between 70 and 100, so numbers would be between there. Ryder dropping in a little bit low with a 69. Starseed dropping in a 99. Pisces dropping in a 93. Starseed dropping in an 86. Hopefully, remember last time we were like censored out 88. Good thing I didn't choose that this time. Someone's gonna get it though. And Amanda coming in with their next guess of 84. And right behind them, we've got Iman with 73, Sheila with an 83, Jonathan with their next guess with a 92, and the next person behind them is May with a 93, Yoga, Kat Harmon with a 92, Fanny with a 99. Oh, they're getting close. There's only so many numbers left. Hopefully someone gets it really, really soon. Last time we did this, there was like some weird glitch where this mini game took way longer, but somebody's gonna get it. Assuming there's no weird blocks within the chat. I'll let you guys know. Go ahead, team. Keep leaving those guesses. And we've got Kat dropping in a 72. Pisces dropping in 85. Stella with a 74. Again, the bracket is between 70 and 100. Nobody's got it yet. It's I'm in like Pokemon. Okay. I'm not familiar with that Pokemon, so... All right. Yeah, nobody guessed 88. Don't worry about it. For some reason, it glitches out. All right. May dropping in a 72. I'm dropping in 83, 86. You guys can do this. I bet 3/4 that you guys could do this. That was a clue. and we've got Iman drops in there. We'll take it. Iman dropped in. Okay, so it was 75. Okay, Iman dropped in a 75. Iman, I think technically there was more than. Technically there was more than 4 guesses, or 3 guesses, but I was going to give you guys extra guesses. So the number was 75. Pisces was right behind them with a 75. I know Iman's actually new, so let's give it to Iman for this one, because I was going to give you guys, I was going to say it a second later to be able to say like extra guesses if you already used your 3. So we're going to give it to Iman. So congratulations to Iman. I feel like, am I pronouncing the name wrong? I don't know how it's pronounced in Pokemon, so I like how I'm calling it Pokemon. It's Pokemon. Iman Pokemon. Is there a way to say this? Images of Iman. Anyways, okay. Nice congratulations to Iman, one of our newer people in the community have recently connected. So Iman, just go ahead and let me know if you're ready to be able to help facilitate this. Again, team, as we do this, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be getting right into our first reading using the Ananda Tarot deck. And then from Iman, okay, Iman, okay, that's poke. Oh, that's what you were saying. Iman as in Pokemon. Oh, I thought See, I thought Emon was a Pokemon. That's why I was so confused there. Apparently, I'm not with it these days. Okay, team. What we're going to do, we're going to get right into our first reading. Emon, thank you so much for joining in. Everybody go ahead and give a nice welcome to Emon. And what we're going to do, we're going to get into our first reading by doing a little bit of a meditation. And then we are going to, within the meditation, we're going to drop into our heart space, drop into gratitude. And then from there, we're going to set the intention, show us what we need to see. Emon, so Emon, what we're going to do from there, we're going to, again, focus on the intention, show us what we need to see. Then from there, Emon, I'm going to instruct you to just be able to take a few more breaths, listen to your intuition, and then when you're ready, type now into the chat. At that point, I'll be like charging the deck, and then when you type now, that's when I split the deck. So like the synchronicity of that is what allows us to be able to help facilitate this as a team. It's a pretty cool way. We've been doing this for quite some time, and again, I for those of you who are also within our team of conscious media creators who are also tarot readers and stuff like that, please, by all means, anything that I'm doing during tonight's broadcast, consider it also like educational, because this is totally something you guys can eventually also be doing in similar ways as well. And I'll be teaching you guys more a little bit about that in the upcoming conscious creative work periods. But anyways, team, let's get right into this first reading. So Iman, go ahead and confirming that you're ready to be able to get into this first reading, and let's work on getting that first Patreon sign up for tonight. So again, if you guys are fans of my work and you guys want to be able to help us reach our next goal on Patreon of 230, let's reach 230 tonight. Like I am committed to being able to like continue the broadcast tonight to be able to make it to 230 tonight, and we may get one more broadcast in before the end of the month. Contributions for the Patreon process on the first of each month, so that's part of the additional sprint, is to be able to get as many contributions as we can signed up before the end of the month. So again, if you guys are new to this, go ahead and check out our Patreon. That's where you can support the work that I do with a monthly contribution. And again, when you join at the $11 monthly contribution, that's where you get to join as a leading member in our community to be able to get additional support for you as a conscious media creator, to be able to get access to our full team chat, access to joining on air for our weekly team podcast, access to me as a conscious media creation coach, and again, just being able to surround yourself with a really, really powerful team of amazing people who are consciously who are intentionally helping assist with the shift in consciousness, plus other cool stuff. So if you guys are ready to be able to sign up for the Patreon tonight, do me a favor and just drop a 555 in the chat, and you can do this as we're doing the reading. Join us for the meditation, and we'll get right into this first reading. And then again, the next reading will be facilitated by the next person who signs up for the Patreon. So even if you guys were thinking of signing up for the Patreon tonight, this is like a great initiative just to be able to say like, oh sweet, I might as well do it tonight, and then you can help facilitate the reading for the team. It's really, really cool. For those of you who are already on the Patreon, go ahead and just keep focusing on just go ahead and keep hyping it up as well. So all right, so Iman, what we're going to do here, we're just going to drop everybody into a little bit of a meditation, and I'll walk you guys through it. So, and we've done plenty of these, so Iman, thank you again for joining in, and yeah, we'll just walk everybody through it. All right, team. With that said, for everybody here, just inviting you to be able to join us in this brief and swift meditation. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to click the link in my profile to be able to join in on YouTube. Welcome again to those of you who are here for the first time, and to regulars. Let's have some fun. Let's see what the universe has to share with us tonight. When you're ready, gently go ahead and close your eyes. And for everybody here, just take this opportunity to connect with your breath. Soft, gentle inhales and soft, gentle exhales. Straighten up your spine, open up your chest, relax your face. Just take this opportunity to be able to connect with your heart, to be able to connect with gratitude. Gratitude for this sacred space, gratitude for the messages we are about to receive, gratitude for this beautiful team of shifters, people intentionally helping assist with the shift in consciousness. Gratitude for yourself for being able to choose to show up here today. With gratitude in our heart, everybody here, just take a moment to be able to focus our attention on the intention, show us what we need to see. We being the collective, we being the individual, we being the team. Show us what we need to see. Taking another few breaths here, we'll speak that intention, show us what we need to see. Speak it with your heart, speak it with your mind, speak it with your words, speak it with your soul. And Eman, continuing to gently breathe here, take a few more breaths, listen to your intuition, and when you are ready, type now into the chat. For everybody else, continue to focus your intention, gently open your eyes when you're ready, return your awareness to the space around you, and type your wizard noises in the chat. And for everybody who's a regular, show them what we mean by wizard noises, and we'll charge up the deck a little bit here. So here we go. And oh, do you hear the message that is being carried on these winds of time, these wings of yours and mine, as we continue to spread and fly so high? For this is the journey in which we shall rise, for this is the chance for us to stand tall amongst the skies. For kings and queens are awakening within you and me, for now is the time for us to be able to step into our destiny. Blue, 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 shiboo, shiboo, pew, 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 pew. That's me literally reading your guys' wizard noises in the chat. Shoo, whoosh, 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 weir, 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 choo, 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 shoo, shoo, shoo. And so with your heart open and your mind expanding, allow us to keep understanding all the wisdom that comes through in this place, in this time, to be able to unlock the infinite rhyme. Now, as Iman types in the chat, we shall see what message the universe has. Beautiful. All right, thank you again, everyone. Taking a look for this card here. Ooh, beautiful card to be able to start off with. All right, if anybody wants to take any sort of intuitive guess real quick, I'll give you 2 seconds. If you guys are just kind of like, I'm going to guess the card, go for it. I mean, there's like however many cards in the tarot, 72-ish, give or take. I think I'd be an expert by now. All right, go ahead, make your guess. You probably won't guess it, don't worry about it. The first card that we have pulled for the team with Iman helping facilitate is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords. Good job, everyone. Thank you again for helping facilitate. What we're going to do now, we're going to read from the book, and then from there I'll do some additional sort of channeled inspiration, and then we'll talk a little bit about it more. You can just kind of allow yourself to listen, allow these messages to be able to come through. If you are here, this message is for you. So reminder for those of you in the chat, keep things concise, keep things intentional, or keep it out. So thank you so much, everyone, again, for joining in. Thank you so much for being a part of the community. Let's get right into this first reading. And again, we'll keep an eye on that first Patreon sign up as we're getting things moving along here. And so again, if you guys are fans of being able to help not only support the work that I do, but also for the community, go ahead and click the link for the Patreon. Links in the chat, and also links in the info for this video, links in my profile on TikTok and Instagram. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, go ahead and click the link in my profile to be able to join in with the rest of the team on YouTube. And again, thank you so much, everyone, for being here and for holding space. And let's keep things focused and intentional as we move into this first reading, and we'll keep an eye open for the first Patreon sign up of tonight. All right, if you're here, this message is for you. So as I'm reading this, if anything I say resonates, go ahead and drop an 1111 in the chat, and also prepare to be able to write out an affirmation based on the messages of the chat. Sorry guys, so those of you in the chat, sending you good vibes. If anybody needs to go out, take some fresh air, step back in a bit, it's cool, guys. We're all here for the same intention. Thank you for being civil. Thank you for holding space. But if you guys need to step away, that's okay. Do whatever you guys got to do, but just be respectful in the chat, or otherwise you guys are distracting me from being able to properly do the readings. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, everyone, again, for holding space. Good vibes to everyone. And yeah, no worries if you need to step away and come back later. That's okay. All right. You guys all good? Drop an 1111 in the chat just to be able to confirm that you guys are good to be able to focus in on this reading. And again, as I'm doing this, we'll allow yourself to be able to prepare an affirmation based on the teachings of this reading. So, okay, let's move on. Here we go, team. All right. Ace of Swords. If you're here, this message is for you. And good job to Sheila, actually guessed Ace of Swords, so that's pretty impressive. Here we go. The image. Oh, sorry. The image, let me just explain it visually. We've got a super dope sword that's got like wings sprouting off of it, and it's got like a little eye right at the hilt of it, and the sword's kind of got like a little bit of a wiggle to it as well, and you can see it's floating high in like the sky atmosphere. Beautiful, beautiful imagery there. Again, that's just me like literally talking about what's on the image, and now we'll read a little bit further into the book. So, all right, here we go, team. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Again, if you're here, this message is for you. For those of you on TikTok or Instagram, click the link in my profile to be able to join in with the rest of the team on YouTube. Let's keep an eye open for that first Patreon sign up. If you guys are ready to sign up for the Patreon, go ahead and drop a 555 in the chat. All right, here we go. Ace of Swords. The image. Out of radiant blue heavenly skies, a flaming sword appears as a symbol of higher cognitive abilities. Meaning, in the Ace of Swords, the creative power of thought expresses itself in its most original form. Here, the powers of air are revealed in their highest potency as pure spirit. The air element symbolizes in its purest essence the unity of spirit, from which a variety of different life forms go forth. The mental images build the final authorship of all manifestations that finally take on concrete form as finite manifestations in the material world. Here, the breath of heaven is revealed, which breathes life into the things of the outer world. The original condition of the mind is pure being. The sword symbolizes thoughts as an instrument of the mind, the search for truth, combined with love and sympathy as well as mental clarity, are the distinguishing features of this card. Again, if anything I say resonates with you, drop an 1111 in the chat, and also prepare to write out, an affirmation based on the messages of this card. So, the ability to come to true realization springs from man's natural tendency to probe and explore the depths of his being. The air element brings astutedness, determination, the ability to systemically explore and come to concrete realizations through analysis and synthesis. Awareness in the sense of conscious existence is the bridge which brings about the connection between immaterial abstract mind and concrete material existence. Over different levels of increasing denseness, formless mentality manifests into appearance in material form. The air element brings the ability to give our life and destiny a sort of free will. Astrological significance: Sun, Mercury, conjunction. Keywords: mind, world of thought, mental strength, awareness, objective observation, originality, geniality, richness of ideas, flexibility, holistic thinking, determination, creative power of mind. Traditional meaning: new beginnings, recognition, clarity, intellectualism, logical thinking, inspiration, knowledge, practicality, decisiveness, search for the truth, explorative mentality, analysis, and synthesis. Beautiful. All right, so diving a little bit deeper into this card, thank you everyone again for joining in. So this is a really, really cool card for us to be able to start off with. And so again, every time when we're doing these tarot readings, we're using the cards as a way to be able to see more of ourselves. The cards will serve as a mirror. They will reflect back to us certain ideas that in this case are a way for the universe to be able to communicate a message of value, a valuable reminder, something to be able to bring us into another version of focus, to be able to become more aware of parts of ourselves. So with this card, it's really emphasizing the significance of the ability to be able to use the mind at its utmost highest potential. So with this card, the Ace of Swords, the swords in themselves are often associated with the concept of mind. We see this throughout the other decks, throughout the other cards in the deck. Now with this card, again, being literally the Ace of Swords, this card is like really kind of like highlighting the ability of what can the mind look like when it is refined. And this is something that I think for all of us, it's something that we we probably don't even think or put too much pressure on ourselves to be able to focus on. The idea of being able to sharpen our mind, to be able to develop it like a muscle. So with this card is really going hand in hand with the idea of what does it mean for you to be able to develop more of your creative power, to be able to attune your focus, to be able to get good at dropping into meditation, to be able to will your mind opposed to your mind willing you, so to speak. So again, with this card, I think this card is a really, really powerful way for us to be able to understand how much potential we have to be able to create within this reality, how much our potential is amplified tenfold by our ability to be able to focus, by our ability to be able to clearly convey an idea, a vision into fruition, to be able to carry something forth through the idea of being able to follow through the idea of being able to focus on one course until successful. I love the idea that the word focus, literally, like if you're taking it as an anagram, follow one course until successful. So with this card, I think with this card, this is a great card, especially even with like Mercury retrograde energies going on and everything like that, to be able to kind of like really reflect on this idea of what things within our life would drastically benefit by us being able to like focus on it more. So say, for example, if you're kind of like feeling like you're doing, 6 different projects at once, it may kind of be hard for any of those projects to be able to fully succeed. So maybe with this card, again, it's a powerful way for us to be able to bring things more into a realm of practicality. Let's focus on closing our loops. Let's focus on one project at a time. Let's focus on being able to bring more of our like mental acuity and attention into being able to bring the projects that we're working on from one stage to the next. And then you can kind of like move into another aspect of whatever it is that you currently have on your plate, so to speak. So with this card really hits upon the idea that if you think, like, if you can dream it, you can be it. If you have a dream inside your heart, you can follow through with it. The only thing between you and your objective, between you and that which you desire, is your will. And so with this card, it really goes hand in hand with the idea of willing how we use our thoughts, opposed to just kind of, again, moving through this process where it's like our thoughts are just kind of bouncing off our environment and bouncing off our stimulus and bouncing off our fascination. This is more being able to move back into that observer role, to be able to see things from that higher perspective, to be able to observe our own thoughts without necessarily jumping onto that idea that, yes, like, we are the thought itself, but instead to be able to understand that we are the observer of their thought, and through there to be able to find new strength in our ability to be able to cultivate more objective awareness over our own habits and thought programs, and to be able to become more aware of where we can begin to adjust and focus. It's okay to be able to notice if your focus is kind of spread out in more than one place, but it's a powerful thing to be able to make that choice, to be able to choose where and how that focus can be consolidated in order to be able to, again, accomplish specific objectives, being able to really understand how much certain things in your life can benefit from you being able to focus your creative power. And again, to be able to practice the things within your regular habits on a day-to-day life that are going to help develop your mental creativity, that are going to help you learn new things, that are going to be an opportunity for you to be able to acquire new knowledge. So even again, being able to read books, being able to acquire wisdom, being able to bring in new experiences, building things within your repertoire of mental abilities from a practical objective, from a practical standpoint, again, not just for yourself, but also in your ability to be able to search for truth and to be able to continue to show up in a way where you're going to be serving others as well. So the more that you're able to continue to like will the mind, the more that you're going to be able to continue to follow through with being able to take those steps towards your destiny as well. So this is a really, really cool card. And again, I think it's just reminding us that, yes, doing the simple things such as meditation, such as connecting with nature, such as paying attention to the things we're putting into our body, such as paying attention to our diet, both our food diet as well as our media diet as well, because right now, like, this is really, really important. And I'll just kind of wrap this up here in the next little bit, and then we'll take a little bit of a break before getting into our next reading. But again, this idea that with this idea that, sorry, hold on, I think I actually lost my train of thought there. I'm going to take a drink and let me just breathe here for 2 seconds. Right. That's what I was going to say. One thing that's really, really important is to be able to be reminded that your focus is one of the most valuable things that you have. So we need to be able to come aware of the fact of where our focus is maybe being leached, where our focus is maybe being deterred, so to speak. And so with this idea in mind, it's important for us to be able to pay attention to our media diet, pay attention to being able to see the things within our life that may be distracting us from our purpose, so to speak. Do you need to watch that much news? Do you need to binge that many Netflix shows? Not to say it's wrong, but again, to be able to do so in moderation while still being able to have control over when and how you are directing your focus as well. So this is a really, really cool card that, again, I just want to be able to hit upon from the perspective of when each of us really begin to wield the sword of our mind, it allows us to be able to cut through bullshit, to be able to act with intention, to be able to create things with focus, and to be able to move towards our destiny sooner rather than later, to be able to practice temperance, to be able to practice willpower. Your sword is your word. The word sword literally has word in it. And so again, like, your word is your ability to be able to speak things into existence. So the sword is the word, and the word is also like the thought and the mind. So how can you sharpen your sword? How can you sharpen your mind? So it starts with the simple things. Again, it starts with diet, it starts with sleep, it starts with water, it starts with what diet you're getting from your media, it starts with exercise. All of these little things. Challenge yourself. Find healthy ways to be able to challenge yourself. Go throw a tennis ball at a wall. Go juggle. Do things that are going to kind of like get your neurons firing a little bit differently. Find variety, find novelty, implement novelty. If you have too many things that are just kind of repeating on a regular pattern, the brain, it like stops feeling as if it needs to adapt. By constantly injecting new novelty, you're keeping the brain stimulated and also allowing it to continue to bring more of that stimulated awareness into your projects, and that in turn results in creativity as well. Because you begin to see things differently. You begin to see things from a larger perspective, more options. So anyway, team, I think, again, just be able to wrap it up here. I don't want to spend too much time just on this one card alone, but with this card, let us be reminded of the power of our mind. Let us be reminded of the power of our focus. Let us be reminded of our ability to be able to bring things into reality when we use our will and be able to make choices towards that which we feel within our heart. So yes, hold us true to our highest vision, and again, to be able to be both in the mind and in the heart. So the heart will guide you, but the mind will also be a big part of what allows you to follow through with those actions as well. So use your focus, sharpen it like a sword, and you will change your reality, and it will change the reality of those around you as well. So Ace of Swords, first reading for tonight. Thank you guys so much. Go ahead and drop an 1111 if you resonate with that, and also write out an affirmation based on how that message, based on like the lesson of that message. Write out an affirmation for yourself based on the lesson of that message. Writing out an affirmation is helpful for you because it also kind of like tells your body that you're paying attention there as well. So quick affirmation from my side. I will continue to train my brain to be able to cultivate my focus, to be able to develop my self-awareness both within my body, my heart, and my mind, and to be able to utilize my will and my focus towards accomplishing the tasks within the tasks along my way towards my highest destiny. So cool, awesome. Any affirmations, go ahead and leave those into the chat and we'll read those on air. What we're going to do right now, team, we're going to take a little bit of a break as we give people a chance to be able to sign up for the Patreon. So what we're going to do, we're going to hang out here, and then as soon as we have somebody ready to be able to sign up for the Patreon, we'll get right into our next reading. So if you guys are ready to be able to join in on the Patreon, links in the info for this video. It only takes about 5 minutes to be able to sign up there. Again, don't just sign up because you're a fan of my work. Sign up as a way to be able to, for you to be able to get the additional support in return, which you get when you join as a leading member, which again gives you access to the additional benefits within our team of conscious media creators. It's a really, really cool team. Thank you guys so much for being a part of it. Let's read some of those affirmations right now. And again, as soon as we have that next Patreon sign up or any upgrade on anybody's Patreon, we'll get right into the next reading. Pisces says, I am grateful for my life and being present in every moment, working towards highest alignment. Beautiful. Sheila, I believe in the strength of my psyche and the gift of existence. I will take care of my mind, body, and soul. I love my vessel so it may carry on the calling of my soul. Beautiful. Well said, Sheila. And Sheila, thank you again for joining. It's great to see you. Beautiful. On TikTok, Resonate With Me says, I will be grounded and continue to grow from my truth. Beautiful. Well said. For those of you on TikTok, click the link in my profile to be able to join in on YouTube. Yeah, again, I like the idea of like the sword. It's like the sword, but it's also like the lightsaber, right? So you are the lightsaber. The Rider, I have a sword and I'm not afraid to use it, right? Expect says, I will be paying close attention to my diets and how they stimulate me. That's awesome. That's great. Being able to become aware of that is so valuable. So beautiful, team. All right. We're going to read a few more of the affirmations in the chat. Thank you again, everyone, for holding space for that. And again, powerful reminders there that, like, yes, like, you guys are on the right path. You guys are doing great. Keep doing the things to be able to keep your focus sharp. Like, your focus is literally like a muscle. If you don't stimulate yourself, it atrophies. It literally atrophies. And then you get kind of stuck in these drone habits and stuff like that. You want to be able to maintain your consciousness. You want to be able to focus on the projects that are going to challenge you. You want to be able to go into the places that are going to spark novelty. You want to be able to connect with the spontaneity of nature, all of these little things. You want to challenge yourself. You want to do meditations. You want to watch cool things that are going to inspire you. Sheila says, like an angel version of the lightsaber. Yeah, more or less. Iman says, I remove all things not serving me well to bring in new clarifying energy. Beautiful. Thank you, Iman. Thank you again for helping facilitate. And I'm glad you're able to join in tonight. Sheena says, I will listen to my body for directing and engaging in new challenges that life has to offer while raising my vibrations to the highest good for all. Beautiful. All right, team, we're just going to keep reading some more of these affirmations. Let's work on getting that first Patreon sign up. As soon as we have that first Patreon sign up, as soon as we have our next Patreon sign up, we'll get right into our next reading. So without there needing to be too much of an intermission, if somebody here is ready to sign up for the Patreon, go ahead and do that. It only takes about 5 minutes to be able to join in. And we'll just read a few more of the affirmations here. Sheena says, I will listen to my body for direction and engaging in new challenges that life has to offer while raising my vibration for the highest good of all. Awesome. Well said, Sheena. Zentia says, I will align my highest truth with my actions and words and make my speech impeccable so that my energy come back the same. Beautiful. Well said, Zentia. And that's a good way. That's another good way of being able to think about it. The idea of like the focus of our speech, being able to help really kind of like continue to focus in on working with the throat chakra so that our voice becomes very intentional. Our word becomes very intentional, which again will continue to allow us to be able to get very clear on what it is we're creating as well. Zentia says, these affirmations are amazing right now. I just had to say that everybody's dopeness. That's awesome, Zentia. Thank you again. Cool. Awesome. Iman, thank you for joining in. Iman's having a good time. I'm glad you're able to join in. All right, team, for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, click the link in my profile, join in on YouTube. Again, team, as soon as we have that first Patreon sign for tonight, we'll get right into the next reading. I'd love to be able to just continue to get through as many readings as we can tonight. So here to be able to provide additional support for the team through these inspirational readings, as well as being able to work towards our goal on Patreon. Let's work towards that goal of 230 on Patreon tonight. We're currently at about 226. And if anything, there might be like 2 signups back to back, but we'll hang out here for the next little bit. If somebody here is ready to sign up for the Patreon, do us a favor and drop a 555 in the chat. Again, when you join at the $11 monthly contribution, that's where you can join as a leading member in our community to get additional benefits to support you as a conscious media creator. It's a super dope team. Even if you're not entirely sure about joining as a leading member, so to speak, even if you just want to be able to help support the work that we do as a community and be able to get additional benefits and support and maybe even join in our team podcast, definitely be sure to check out the Patreon. Join up when it works for you. Contributions process on the 1st of each month. So the next round of contributions is November 1st. So again, that's part of the reason why we're being able to jump on here to be able to work on getting our goal of 230 before not only the end of the month, but also I'm down to be able to work on reaching 230 within tonight's broadcast. So $11 contribution, be able to join as a leading member. Thank you guys so much. And when you join as a leading member, think of it as an investment for yourself. Like, think of it as something where when you guys sign up on it, I want you to be able to be like, yes, like this is something that like really resonates with me. I love the idea of being able to surround myself with a super dope team. And so a big thing within the team is being able to help support each other as conscious media creators. So that's where for the people signed up as leading members, you guys get access to me as a conscious media creation coach. I help support you with your ongoing content. I also help you build your own communities and your own Patreons. Your Patreons is where you can build your regular contribution. A big part of my goal is literally to be able to help over 100 fellow conscious media creators become self-sustained in doing what they do for a living, to be able to help assist and accelerate the collective shift in consciousness. So if you want to learn how to be able to like build your own Patreon, and maybe if you're already a conscious creator just looking at how to get started, definitely be sure to check out our community. We keep it at $11 contribution because we keep it accessible and affordable for people. So again, think of it as a way for you to be able to invest in yourself. So for those of you who are here, again, we're going to get right into the next reading as soon as we have that first Patreon sign up tonight, to be able to keep in check with keeping the momentum going, and then we'll continue to move through each reading. Again, if anybody on Patreon wants to even upgrade their Patreon, then we'll get into the next reading as well. Thank you guys again for your engagement and your affirmations in the chat. Those are some really good affirmations. It takes courage to use your mind in a world that wants to censor. Take courage to use the sword. Absolutely. Discernment will always sharpen my sword of intelligence. Well said. Thank you, Christina. Awesome. It's all about practice. The wolf. I like how you guys like sometimes call me like either Wolf or Mystic Spider-Man or Brennan or Skull or Scully or Big Skull or Poppin' Fresh 667. That was my Hotmail account back in the day. All right, team. Let's get into that next reading as soon as we have that next Patreon sign up ready to go. So again, for those of you who are tuned in right now, we're going to get right into our next reading. Once we have somebody sign up for the Patrons, we're working towards a goal of 260 on Patreon. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, I'm talking primarily to the feed on YouTube. So if you guys click the link on my profile, you can join in on YouTube there as well. And thank you so much, everyone, for just joining in. Excited to be able to get into this next reading. Go ahead and drop a 555 in the chat if you're ready to be able to get into your next reading, to be able to sign up on the Patreon. When you sign up onto the Patreon, you can also, again, you're going to facilitate the next reading for the team, but you also get to choose the additional decks for the team. So for the team, you can choose the Sacred Spirit deck, which is super cool. You can choose the Hero's Journey deck, and you can also choose the Lightworker Oracle deck. All of these decks are really, really awesome. And again, I'm looking forward to being able to go through those tonight as well. So let's work on reaching our goal of 230 on Patreon tonight. And again, we'll get right into that next reading as soon as we have somebody else already ready to be able to join in on Patreon. If you guys are looking for the link to my Patreon, links through my profile for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, as well as the YouTube link. And again, for those of you on YouTube, post it into the chat, and you can also find it in the info for this video as well. And if there's anybody on Facebook, it is in the info for the video, and I would encourage you to jump over to YouTube if there's anybody on Facebook right now. So Ryder, have you been following my content for 9 years? Is that what you just said? I know I recall you saying that already, so that's super, super cool, Ryder, if you've been following me for that long. Some of you guys have been following me for quite some time. We've been on this journey for quite some time. So, and again, we got a super awesome community here, so let's get that next Patreon sign up, or let's get that Patreon upgrade, and let's get right into this next reading. So again, sign up at the $11 monthly contribution on Patreon. Don't sign up just for the reading. Sign up, again, as a way to be able to invest in yourself. The contributions process on the first of each month. So sign up as a way for you to be able to become a part of the community as a leading member. Contributions process on the first of each month. So if you sign up today, the contribution will process on November 1st. If you sign up after November 1st, then the contribution will process on December 1st. So if you want, for anybody here, if it's easier for you, do what makes sense for you. Sign up after November 1st, and then you basically have the entire month to be a leading member before your contribution goes first through. So if you're like kind of like want to feel things out, there's kind of a demo period. Just wait until after November 1st if that's what you choose. So awesome. And with that, team, we did get our first Patreon signups. Thank you so much to Ether Arcadia. That's a dope name. Thank you so much, Ether Arcadia. I'm not entirely sure if your username is probably something different in the chat. Ether Arcadia, if you're in the YouTube chat, go ahead and let us know, and let's get ready to move right into our next reading, and we'll wait till we find out just to confirm where they are and then we'll give them a nice warm shout out and thank you as well. So Ether Arcadia, if you're in the chat, go ahead and let us know. Sheila says, wow, this is the first time I thought of that. It's been years since I first came across Brendan, and when I kept following, I just felt like I am found. Oh, Sheila, thank you so much. All right. Iman, did you just sign up for the Patreon? Was that you? Like, Iman, did you just sign up as Ether Arcadia? Because I know Iman was talking about signing up as well. Implying is okay. There we go. Awesome. Yeah, and Iman, again, we'll keep in touch through DMs as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy to be able to have you here. Excited you were able to just synchronously join in for tonight, and looking forward to being able to connect further. Implying, thank you so much for adding your support onto the Patreon for everybody here. Give a nice warm thank you to Implying in the YouTube chat as well. Implying is their username. What can I call you? What name do you prefer to go by? Ether or Implying. I'm just trying to, because I'll walk you through the next steps for a little bit of a meditation. And Ether, go ahead. I guess I'll just call you Ether for now, unless I'll follow whatever you prefer. I'm just adding in the info on screen here so we can celebrate that on screen. Thank you so much, Ether. Super excited to be able to get, again, connected further. And Ether, I'll follow up through Patreon, or even if you're already ready to join into the Discord server, literally just leave a comment in the Discord server after this and just be like, hey, it's me, Ether. I joined on the Patreon tonight. And if you want to get joined as a leading member, we'll get you set up for that in the next day. So awesome. Thank you guys so much. All right, Ether. Let's get ready to get into our next reading, and you get to choose what deck would you like to use. Either the Ananda Tarot, which is what we just used, the Lightworker Oracle deck, the Hero's Journey deck, or the Sacred Spirit deck. Which one would you like to choose? They're all really good. Again, these are like Oracle-ish decks, opposed to the traditional tarot. And as we do this, team, we'll get into this reading, and then we'll work on being able to invite in our next reading. Let's work on setting a goal to be able to get our next Patreon sign up by 2:45. So if anybody else is ready to sign up, you can sign up now, and then after we're done this reading, that means there won't be any intermission, and we'll get right into the next reading as well. And let's work on reaching 2:30 on Patreon tonight. So thank you again, Ether, and for everybody else. All right, Ether, just going to be able to confirm you're going to use the Sacred Spirit deck. Beautiful. Awesome. All right, I'm excited to be able to dive into this. Sacred Spirit deck is actually a really, really special deck to me because it uses art by our friend Lewis Dyer. He's a buddy of mine, so super excited to be able to share the deck that is used with his work. Again, he didn't write the deck. It's just like the person bought the rights to be able to use the image for the deck. So it's really, really cool. All right. Ether, just confirm that you're ready to be able to get into this. What we're going to do, we're going to do a little bit of a meditation. I'm not sure, Ether, I'm not sure if you saw before, Ether, so I'm just going to walk you through it. For everybody here, what we're going to do, we're going to do a group meditation. The reading here is a team reading. If you're tuned in, this reading is for you. Collectively as a group, we're going to set the intention, show us what we need to see. And so with that, Ether will drop you in, we'll go into the meditation, drop you into your heart space, drop into gratitude, speak the intention, show us what we need to see. And then Ether, I'll just invite you to be able to take a few more breaths, listen to your intuition, and then type now into the chat. So we'll walk you through that. And everybody else, you guys would type your wizard noises in the chat. For those of you on TikTok or Instagram, go ahead and click the link in my profile to be able to join in with the rest of the team on YouTube. And again, let's work on getting that next Patreon sign up by 10:45. So if anybody here, if you guys are ready to sign up for the Patreon, go ahead and do that sooner rather than later if that works for you. And we'll get right into the next reading as soon as we are ready to do so. So Ether, if you haven't already yet, just go ahead and confirm that you are ready to be able to get into, again, what we're going to do. We're going to do a little group meditation here, and you'll help facilitate as well. And thank you again, Ether, as well. So awesome. Yo, Campton, what's up, dude? Got a lot of awesome people in here tonight, so beautiful. All right, everybody go ahead, get ready for that little meditation. For those of you on TikTok or Instagram, click the link in my profile to be able to join in on YouTube as well. And Ether, we didn't do the meditation yet, so I apologize if you were slightly confused by that. We just need you to be able to confirm that you're ready, and now we're gonna do the meditation here together. So apologies if that was your first time and you weren't entirely clear on that. Not a problem. So Ether, assuming you're obviously ready, for everybody here, follow along. We're going to do our little meditation. So Ether, take what you just did here, but we'll do the meditation together, and then we'll walk you through it, and and then we like charge the deck and stuff like that. So cool. All right, thank you again, everyone. When you guys are ready, go ahead and just get yourself into this meditative space. So gently, when you're ready, close your eyes. Straighten up your spine, open up your chest, relax your face. For everybody here, we're just going to do a brief meditation together. And as you breathe here, just bring your awareness into your heart space, to gratitude. Gratitude for the cards, gratitude for the messages we are about to receive, gratitude for the team, gratitude for yourself for showing up. With gratitude in our hearts, we will focus our attention on the intention, show us what we need to see. We being the collective, we being the team, we being the individual, show us what we need to see. I want you to speak that intention with your heart, speak with your mind, speak with your soul, speak it with your words. For Ether, taking a few more breaths here at your own pace, listen to your intuition, focusing on the intention, show us what we need to see. When you're ready, type now into the chat. Take a few more breaths. Take your time. For everybody else, gently open your awareness to the space around you and type your wizard noises in the chat. Here we go. And oh, what it feels like to awaken within this dream, to truly remember that not all is as it seems, for this is the journey in which we come to see that we have already been here time and time again to set free the stories and the path that we are on to be able to make things last. The Magi and the wizards coming down this ever-winding path. Whoosh, 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 wee, 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 zoo, 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 knowing, coin, 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 coin. Sorry. And as Ether types now into the chat, we shall split the deck and see what message the universe has. Beautiful. All right. Thank you guys again so much for joining. Let's get right into this next reading. The card that we have pulled with Ether helping facilitate, but again, for the entire team, is card Zelda sound effects. It makes a big difference. The card is card number 13. Emotional challenges resolve the issue. Card number 13. Emotional challenges resolve the issue. Beautiful. Guys, great news. Melissa in the chat just signed up on Patreon. Thank you so much, Melissa, for joining in on the Patreon at the $11 contribution level. Guys, give a nice warm welcome and thank you to Melissa. And again, thank you to Ether. Thank you to our 2 recent Patreon supporters. Just going to update the information on screen here. And again, we'll go through this reading, and then the next reading, Melissa, you'll be able to help facilitate the next reading as well. And again, we'll keep working on getting those other Patreon supporters as we go. No rush on it at the moment, but if anybody's ready to be able to sign up as we do this, you guys are more than welcome to. You guys can keep me up all night doing tarot readings. That's totally cool with me. And thank you again, everyone, for your support. So we're currently at 228 on Patreon. Thank you again, everyone. Let's get right into this next reading. Thank you so much for being a part of something really, really epic. All right. Okay, let me just open up the book here. Okay. All right. Again, for everybody here, as I read this, allow yourself to just kind of like meditate, or again, maybe you're literally like puttering in your room right now. Whatever you're doing is fine. You could be working on art. It's totally cool. You could be listening to this with your eyes closed. That's totally fine. As I'm reading this, if anything I say resonates, drop an 1111 in the chat. Also prepare to write out an affirmation based on the messages of the chat. Awesome. If you guys are having fun, drop some 777s in the chat just to be able to hype things up. Let's get right into this next reading, and then we got one more after this. And then we'll keep going as we get more signed up on the Patreon. So if anybody else is ready to sign up for the Patreon, let's get our next Patreon sign up by 11 p.m. 11 p.m. So half an hour. Plenty of time. All right. Card number 13, emotional challenges. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, click the link in my profile and join it on YouTube to see it from the primary camera. Beautiful, beautiful image here. This beautiful golden bluish face, very multi-dimensional, full of rich emotion. You can see there's like water dripping off the face, but the water, the way it's drawn, it's almost like gold. And you can see this kind of puddle within the person, excuse me, within the person's hand. Again, just visually explaining it here, kind of looks like it's almost like a mask that they have on, but even the center there, it almost kind of looks like a bird or something like that. Again, just kind of visually explaining it, not really trying to interpret it at this point, but it's some incredibly beautiful and emotionally charged artwork by our friend Lewis Dyer. Guys, go follow Lewis Dyer on Instagram if you aren't already yet. All right. Excuse me. Yeah, it's popping on YouTube. For those of you on TikTok or Instagram, click the link in my profile, tune on YouTube. Same with Facebook. Facebook, join on YouTube. All right, here we go, team. If you're here, if you're here, this message is for you. Card number 13, emotional challenges. Express yourself clearly, resolve the issue. It is not uncommon for individuals to experience regular emotional challenges, as part of the human experience is to go through different stages of the emotional wheel, from love, joy, happiness to grief, sadness, and betrayal. Not all emotions can be conveyed at once, and therefore a process of understanding our current and past feelings to move forward with an issue or challenge is essential. We can't always be light and fluffy. We must acknowledge feelings such as anger or bitterness. Refusing to acknowledge personal anger, resentment, or mistreatment towards yourself will only leave you feeling depressed, with your self-worth being sacrificed just to please others. Right now, you're experiencing an emotional challenge. You may be feeling overwhelmed, have had your trust broken, or felt betrayal from people close to you. You may have been hurt by others either physically or emotionally. Know that you have the resilience and strength you need within to overcome this challenge in life. This is a temporary phase. You must acknowledge your emotions now if you would like to move forward quickly. It is important to remember not to dwell on events for too long, as they can keep you stuck and stagnant in life. Verbal confirmations are now possible. Attempt meditation to remove the emotional charge out of the conversation so all parties can be heard and express themselves equally. Remember, you can only heal something you choose to acknowledge. I'll say that again. Remember, you can only heal something you choose to acknowledge. If you have experienced a traumatic event or continued cycles of emotional triggers, please seek suitable professional that can help you unpack this emotional baggage and get you to the real cause of the issue. Shadow aspect, fear in displaying emotions, self-sabotage, denial. Sacred crystal, rhodonite. Angel assistance, guardian angel Joel. Stress, practicality, calmness, and awareness. Affirmation, I acknowledge and express my emotions with ease and with grace. Beautiful. All right, let's explore this card a little bit further as a team. Again, if anything I say resonates, drop an 1111 in the chat. You guys can continue just kind of like add in what this card means to you, as well as being able to add in some affirmations as the message comes through to you. So this is a very, very powerful card. I think, again, something that as light workers, as spiritual seekers, it's always important to be able to remind us. If this isn't a card that we needed, then I'm sure it's a card that a friend of ours needed. I'm sure it's a card that each of us needs to be able to be reminded of at some point. Because again, we are not here simply to be happy. I wish maybe it were that easy in some kind of parallel reality. There is a quest to be able to cultivate inner joy. That is absolutely a real thing. But oftentimes, the path to true inner joy is a roller coaster of emotions in itself. So we did not simply come here. The universe is not here simply to, quote unquote, make us happy. The universe is here to evolve our consciousness. And so with this card, it's really about being able to have the courage and to honor the courage that it takes to be able to look at the things which aren't always fun to look at, to sit with the feelings that aren't always fun to sit with. But the powerful message here is that yes, the emotional challenges that you may be going through are also giving you the gifts of your strength, are also giving you the gifts of learning how to be able to heal your own heart, to be able to heal yourself, to be able to listen closer to yourself, to be able to continue to find ways in which you can hold space for others. So as you have gone through your challenges in the past of emotional circumstances, which again, and we all have, not only has this given you more clarity on what it is that you do and don't want and what your virtues and what your boundaries are, but again, it also gives you the ability to be able to help empathetically connect with others who may be going through a similar process. So absolutely, this card has a lot to do with transformation, alchemical transformation, if you kind of want to put it through that process of being able to use those experiences to transform yourself, to be able to understand that the feelings that may be challenging aren't inherently good or bad. So with a card like this, it's a powerful reminder to be able to understand that, kind of going back to the previous card, when we have that higher perspective with the Ace of Swords, it gives us the ability to be able to see the higher wisdom in what it is that we are going through. Absolutely, I can see Ryder mentioning on the chat. Every time we do these readings, the cards always like synchronize, they always synergize. So like keep in mind what the first reading was, Ace of Swords, and how this kind of relates to this one as well. But again, with this card, I think this is a very, very powerful card that gives us permission to honor our emotions. And I'm sure there are a lot of us who at times have been shamed for feeling our emotions or expressing our emotions. And so I think it's about being able to create a balance, being able to also get confident on being able to know how to carry your own emotions and knowing how to be able to work on things in your own personal practice without always feeling like you become emotionally dependent on other people to be able to help assist you through those challenges. There will be times where there is no shame in asking for help, but at the same time, some of those challenges are meant for you to go through in a way that may not always you may be able to bring in somebody else to be able to help you, but sometimes there are going to be circumstances where the universe is going to be like, actually, you know what, like this is something that it's going to be more beneficial for you to be able to go through without having somebody else kind of like walk you through it, so to speak. And that is something that we ultimately have to prepare for. And that's not out to say like, oh, I want you to go through things alone, but more so it's something that is bigger than that one moment alone. It's a complicated thing because again, it's kind of like this idea that yes, through the challenges is also creating more of the awareness, is also cultivating more of our own truth, is also giving us a chance to be able to look deeper. And so when we feel emotional challenges, what we need to be able to do, and we'll talk here a little bit more and then we'll get wrapped up and we'll move into our next reading. But this is a very, very powerful card. Again, first of all, feel it to heal it. Very, very powerful mantra. You have to feel it to heal it. So this card is celebrating the courage that it takes to be able to approach those emotional challenges and to be able to approach them with more conscious awareness and with more maturity as well, and with more of a willingness to be able to know that you do have the strength inside of you to be able to work through this through your own practice of self-observation and mindfulness and meditation. And this is where, again, in a roundabout way, sometimes an emotional challenge, if you're just like, oh, I'm feeling really emotionally challenged right now, in those moments, one of the most powerful things to do is to be able to ask yourself, like, what do I need? What do I need right now? And if you're in a position to do so, it's super, super powerful to be able to kind of like feel what you're going through in your body and your emotions. And then to be able to say, okay, you know what? Like, what do I need right now? I need to go for a walk. I need to go for exercise. I need to get some fresh air. I need to sit down and meditate. I need to journal. I need to get some good food. So again, these challenges, yeah, they're not always going to be the most fun thing, but they're also going to be incredibly informative for us to be able to become more familiar with how to be able to take care of ourselves, thus in turn learning how to be able to take care of others as well. So this is a very, very powerful card. And again, with the idea of being able to approach your challenges from a more objective place of courage and to be able to see those emotional challenges as a way for you to be able to grow from, to see them not just as a disempowering opportunity, but an empowering opportunity for you to be able to cultivate more of a self-awareness, but also to be able to get good at, this is very, very important. I'll get close to wrapping this up. The emotional challenges, where there is pain, there is a message. 100%. Like that may be one of the most powerful things I'll tell you today that you need to hear. Where there is pain, there is a message. So when you feel pain, pay attention to what it's telling you. Pay attention to what it may be communicating. It may be saying to you, oh, like this is something that I'm like, this is a place within myself that I need to be able to send more love, is essentially one of the ways in which, again, pain will kind of like direct you to being able to not simply just hurt you, but to be able to help show you where there is still healing work to be able to be done. And so when I think, again, when we get good at being able to cultivate more awareness of our emotions as they arise, it prevents us from getting into this process where they build and they build and they build. Because that's kind of the thing, right? It's like you can't just keep packing your emotions and just kind of pushing them down and pretending it's just like, oh, I don't have to worry about that. I'll just focus on something else. And I'm sure we all do this at times where some days it makes almost more sense. You almost have to compartmentalize it, but you can't compartmentalize everything. You can't just stuff everything into like an emotional trunk. Eventually, like it explodes. So instead, being able to know how to become more aware of how to work with those emotional challenges as they arise. What is it that you need to do? Oh, someone pissed me off today. Okay, let's pay attention. Why did I get pissed off? Oh, that's actually because I really care about something. And now I got really clear on what my values are. And maybe I also got clear on, again, what type of relationships I'm cultivating as well. You know what? This energy, I can feel it kind of moving through me. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go get some exercise. I'm going to go play some basketball. I'm going to physically move that energy. Or I'm going to go talk to someone. I'm going to help kind of clear the air. And I like how this card again, reminding us, this is a temporary phase. You must acknowledge your emotions now if you would like to move forward quickly. It is important to remember not to dwell on events for too long, as they can keep you stuck and stagnant in life. So with this card, I think one of the main things here is to be able to encourage us to get to the best of our ability. And again, there's no comparing here. You don't have to compare yourself, but to get, relatively speaking, good at moving through our emotional challenges and not sitting in a pool of emotion for longer than we need to. That's relative. So say, for example, that time when you like broke up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and maybe, in a past version of yourself, it took like half a year where you were just kind of like, oh man, like woe is me. And that's okay. Like, again, no shame. But in a future version of yourself, you may go through a similar thing, and literally like, like a month later, you're kind of like already on to the next part of your story. You're kind of move through things. So even when it's little things, if past version of you, something might have arisen, it might have triggered you, it might have brought some sort of message, it might have pointed to you to where you need healing. If you're conscious enough, you can get the message, you can do the work, you can process things, you can move through things, and you can move forward quickly. The less conscious part of yourself may sit with that feeling or idea or story or wounded belief. It may sit with it for like weeks, whereas a conscious part of yourself can bring more awareness to it, physically move it through your body, journal, communicate. It can move it through, again, it can basically like move it through in theoretically like hours, so to speak. Is the video buffering again? I apologize, guys, if there's like still some buffer issue on the video. I don't know why. But anyways, just wrapping it up here. I also like the idea where it says verbal confrontations are possible now. Attempt mediation to remove emotional charge out of the conversation so all parties can be heard and express themselves equally. That's really, really, really powerful. Remember, you can only heal something you choose to acknowledge. So I think that's something that's also really important, to be able to know that each one of us has the power to be able to like kind of like transform the direction of an emotionally charged situation. That's going to be very, very different for every single circumstance, obviously. But again, sometimes when two people are kind of like feeling frustrated, sometimes the best thing to do is just be able to sit down and talk in like a very non-judgmental way, just to be able to kind of say like, like, here's what I think, here's what you think, to be able to create the container for that, and to try your best not to be reactive, so to speak, but sometimes just be able to listen. And then sometimes you may find that perhaps there was like a misunderstanding as well. So sometimes our emotional charge can actually get in the way of us seeing information, seeing truth in some circumstances. So the other thing, again, reminder, I like how it literally encourages here. Yeah, like please seek a suitable professional that can help you unpack emotional baggage, again, if need be, so as need be. So again, reminding you, yes, there are some things that you'll be able to do on your own, but again, at the same time, there is no shame in being able to go to a psychiatrist and have someone who can like help with you on a professional level as well. But again, over time, I think as you cultivate your own challenge and develop the relationship between yourself and those emotional challenges, to be able to see them as opportunities, that really gives you the opportunity to be able to accelerate your growth, to be able to develop more empathy, to be able to become the healer that you are here to be. So as we heal things within ourselves, we heal things in the collective, and essentially emotional challenges are, every single one is an opportunity to be able to grow from and to be able to heal from. So beautiful, and to help us move closer towards expressing ourselves more clearly. So card number 13, emotional challenges, resolving the issue and moving forward. Very powerful card. Drop an 1111 in the chat if that resonates with you, and also write out a little affirmation based on the message of that card. Melissa, we're going to get right into the next reading. Thank you again, Ether, for being able to help facilitate that one. And we'll read a few of the affirmations in the chat. Did you guys, was that a good one? You guys like that one? Cool. Sheila says, I read it somewhere. Speaking is for others, listening is for me. Open up those communication lines. Well said. And remember, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so listen twice as much as you talk. That's what my grandfather always said. Quick little affirmation from myself. Pew, 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 pew. Okay. I will continue to approach my own emotional challenges with curiosity and an open heart. I will continue to sit with my emotions and to listen to them as the messengers they are, to be able to become more consciously aware of places within myself where I can send more love and cultivate more conscious awareness, to be able to help move forward with grace, and to be able to help continue to assist others through their own journeys. So cool. Awesome. And yeah, again, I think that was a really beautiful card. So thank you again for being able to, for everybody here, for being able to help hold space for that. And yeah, and that was one thing just kind of, I didn't mention during the reading, but I'll just mention it now. We're still going. When you get angry and stuff like that, it's great to also be able to bring in curiosity. Why am I angry? And usually what happens, you'll find, is that like beneath the surface of your anger, there's actually something that you care about. It's like, oh, I'm angry because somebody crossed the boundary, or I'm angry because like somebody did something to someone else and it wasn't cool with me. I'm angry because somebody didn't respect something that was meaningful to me. Something like that. Like usually you'll find that like just think like, oh, your anger, like don't express anger. It's like, no, if anything, get curious about your anger, and then that will help you kind of like begin to change the narrative in the story. Guys, I apologize if the feed is a little bit glitchy. I think it's just my internet connection, and I'm not 100% sure why tonight. So sorry about that. Resonate with me says, I will be still and listen to my feelings and know that thoughts are just thoughts. Awesome. Thank you, Resonate for me, for sharing that. My emotions are information, says Starseed. Awesome. Well said. That's the thing. Love is powerful. We need to spread it more. Absolutely, Sheena. You know it. So any other affirmations, team, go ahead and leave those into the chat. Melissa, go ahead and let us know if you're ready to be able to go into our next reading. And again, we'll work on being able to invite another Patreon sign up. And then the next reading we'll do will be for the next person sign up for the Patreon. So Melissa in the chat, feed audio is okay. Yeah. Is the audio glitching too? Sorry guys, I don't have any control over why the feed's a little bit glitchy tonight. It could be like a service provider issue. Melissa, let us know in the chat. Yeah, Mercury retrograde tarot party. What? Like, basically, right? I guess. I don't know. Anyways, Melissa, let us know what deck you would like to use. The Sacred Spirit deck, that's what we just did. The Hero's Journey deck, which is really cool. It's one of our newer decks. And the Lightworker Oracle deck, which is also really cool. Or the Attritional Ananda Tarot deck as well. So awesome. You guys like geeking out over your life paths in the chat. I can see that. So awesome. Thank you again, Ether. Ether, make sure that, again, you comment in the Discord if you're looking to be able to join as a leading member, or send me a DM on Instagram or message me through Patreon, one or the other. and we can get you set up as a leading member. And same with Melissa as well. So once we've decided on what deck we're going to use, we're going to get right into the next reading. For those of you on Instagram, I'm going to restart the broadcast in a second. Click the link in my profile to be able to join in on YouTube. So for those of you on Instagram, click the link in my profile, join in on YouTube. Thanks for joining in. Weird. Yeah, guys, I apologize if the audio and the video is a little bit glitchy tonight. I can see like my internet, it's like fine, and then it drops down to not fine. So why? I don't know exactly. So all right, team. All right, just give me 2 seconds here. I'm just gonna restart the Instagram broadcast. And Melissa, the third one, so the Lightworker Oracle deck. Melissa, just confirm for sure if you like the Lightworker Oracle deck, and that's totally cool. Looking forward to that. So. Awesome. All right, team, let's get right into this next reading. I'm just restarting the Instagram feed real quick. Thank you again, everyone, for joining in, for hanging out. Let's work on getting that next Patreon sign up by 11 p.m. We're almost at 11 p.m. now. We're about 12 minutes away. And again, if anybody else is ready to sign up for the Patreon, you guys can find the link in the info for this video. Links in the YouTube chat. For those of you on TikTok or Instagram, link is in my profile as well. So if you guys want to join in on YouTube from TikTok, please feel free to do that. If you guys are ready to be able to join in on Patreon tonight, go ahead and drop a 555 in the chat just to be able to let us know. And Melissa, I saw your comment there. We're going to do the Lightworker Oracle deck. So awesome. Thank you so much, Melissa, for joining in on the Patreon. Again, for those of you who may be joining in for the first time, joining in the Patreon at the $11 monthly contribution is a super dope way to be able to help support not only the work that I do, but to also be able to get involved further with the team, to be able to join as a leading member in our community, which will give you full access to our community team chat, join on air for our weekly team podcast that we do Thursdays. This Thursdays is going to be a spiritual wisdom of Halloween. It's going to be a Halloween party. Yeah. So that's Thursday, 8 p.m. EST. So those are really, really fun. The value of the Patreon is worth way more than $11. And again, you also get access to our collaborative work peers to support you as a conscious media creator, and also access to me as your conscious media creation coach to be able to help support you on building your own community, building your own content, building your own Patreon, building your own regenerative income, if that's something you're interested in. If you want to sign up at the higher levels, there are some additional one-on-one options, soul coaching options that I do offer. And again, you can also get discounts for the item shop when you join on the Patreon as well, including discounts for the beautiful Light Guardian crystals. So reminder for Patreon supporters, if you guys want to use the discount for the item shop, you guys got that. And Melissa, go ahead and just let me know if you're ready, and we'll drop into a little meditation here. Thank you again, everyone. Yeah, super awesome community that we got here. You guys, again, you guys are always just warm in my heart, and so kind and welcoming, and excited to be able to not only do tarot here, but to be able to help build the team. So we're going to get into this next reading, and then we'll get into the reading after that as soon as we have somebody sign up for the Patreon. So if somebody's able to sign up for the Patreon sooner, then we won't have any intermission, and we'll get right into the next reading. Let's work on reaching our goal of 230 on Patreon tonight. So thank you again, everyone, for your support. And again, if you're ready to sign up for the Patreon, $11 monthly contribution, or if you want to join at a higher level, that's up to you. And click the link in the info for this video and drop a 555 in the chat if you're ready to be able to sign up for the Patreon tonight. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I feel like I got like a stadium of people ready to rock it. All right. Melissa is ready, and thank you again, Ether, for helping facilitate the previous reading as well. All right, awesome. Any other Patreon supporters, if you guys want to increase your Patreon pledge, please feel free to do that. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's work on getting that next Patreon sign up. I said at 11, but even if it's like 11:15, that's fine. But we'll focus in on this reading, and then we'll do our next reading as soon as we have the next Patreon. And thank you guys so much. Let's work on reaching that goal of 230 tonight. Let's get into our little meditation. So, Melissa, we're going to do a quick little meditation, drop into our heart space, focus on gratitude. And then from there, what we're going to do, we're going to focus on the intention, show us what we need to see. Melissa, at that point, I'll just kind of invite you to be able to take a few more breaths, listen to your intuition, and then you'll type now into the chat. Don't type now yet. We're going to do our little meditation together. You guys ready? Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Oh man, all right, let's do this. Digital crowd surf. Okay, cool. All right. If the video's glitching, yeah, hopefully the sound just works at the very least. So I don't know why, guys. I'll call my internet provider tomorrow. But nonetheless, let's focus on this meditation here. So again, these are team readings. So thank you again, everyone, for adding your intentions. Here we go, team. For everybody here, when you're ready, gently go ahead and close your eyes. Straighten up your spine, open up your chest, relax your face. If you want to put your hand on your heart, feel free to do that. Taking this moment here for Melissa and for everyone to just focus on gratitude. Gratitude for yourself for showing up. Gratitude for the messages we are about to receive. Gratitude for this space. Gratitude for this team. This really awesome team of shifters. People actively helping assist with the shift in consciousness. With gratitude in our heart, we'll focus our attention on the intention. Show us what we need to see. So for Melissa and for everybody here, focusing on that intention, show us what we need to see. We being the individual, we being the collective, we being the team. Speaking that intention with your heart, speak it with your mind, speak it with your words, speak it with your soul. For Melissa, take a few more breaths here. When you are ready, gently listen to your intuition, open your eyes, and type now in the chat. For everybody else, gently open your eyes, keep focusing on that intention, and type your wizard noises in the chat. Care Bear stare, that's right. Here we go. And oh, what a blessing it truly is to be surrounded by a community such as this, as those who are on their path to be able to help kick ass, for those who are here to be able to stand strong within the storms and to truly last through the seeds that we plant, through the intention we weave, through all the many things as we take care of that which we need to be able to connect with the earth and bring forth the rebirth, to be able to be portals, to be able to help all see their true worth. Could you, blue, good wizard noises, you guys. It's like me literally reading that. And as we hold space here within our hearts, we shall hold this opportunity for Melissa to say now and to do their part. As we split the deck, we shall see what message the universe has for you and for me. Xing Shang Shiva. Ooh, I like that one. Xing Shang Shiva. And Melissa, if you haven't typed now, go ahead and do that into the chat. And feeling those tingle sensations up the spine. Having fun speaking this rhyme. Melissa, go ahead and type now in the chat if you haven't already yet. There's a bit of a lag on it. And as Melissa types now into the chat, there it is. We shall pull forth the card and see what message the universe has. Oh, nice. There you go. All right, the card that we have pulled for the team with Melissa, our newest Patreon supporter, helping facilitate is card number 4, Paradigm Shift. Card number 4, Paradigm Shift. We did it, guys. We got the Paradigm Shift card. This is like our theme card or something like that. I guess so. All right, team, let's get right into this. And again, I'm just going to make sure I'm pacing myself. I'd love to be able to get into the Hero's Journey deck, so let's work on getting that next Patreon sign up as we go through this. Again, if you guys are ready to sign up for the Patreon, go ahead and drop that 555 in the chat. Sign up not only to support the work that I do, to support the community, to receive support in return. And again, the next person who signs up for the Patreon will also help facilitate the next reading as well. All the readings that we do are team reading. So join on the Patreon if you're excited to be able to connect with a super dope team that we got of shifters, people who are actively helping assist with the shift in consciousness. So again, if you're ready to sign up for the Patreon, links in the info, in the chat, links in my profile for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, and drop a 555 if you're ready to sign up, or if anybody here wants to increase their pledge, go ahead and do that. It takes about 5 minutes to be able to sign up onto the Patreon. And again, we'll get into the next reading after this one, and as soon as we have a person signed up. So let's reach that goal of 230 tonight, guys. We're almost there. Let's keep pushing. We're the little paradigm shift engine that could. All right, let's look at this card here and dive into this reading. I'm excited to be able to do this one. So thank you again, everyone. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, click the link in my profile. This is a Lightworker deck. the Lightworker Oracle deck. So, looking at this beautiful image here, you can see this female figure sitting before a door, and this door kind of has like this like ominous figure, though not necessarily scary, just kind of like very like wizard-like. Again, I'm just literally explaining what's on the card. I'm not interpreting the imagery of it. But again, obviously a door, what's on the other side of the door? The door is opening. The portals are the opportunities are there for a new world, for us to be able to enter into a new world if you're to look at it from that perspective. And you can see there's just kind of like this forest and everything behind it. And yeah, it's very kind of like, and there's also some like symbolism around the door. Nothing that I can interpret specifically, but it looks kind of like almost like light language around the door. So it's like a portal to another paradigm. Pew, pew, pew. All right, let's read into this a little bit more. So if you're here, this message is for you. Vibe out, chill out, do yoga, clean your room, work on art, be here with the team. Allow yourself to be open to receive the message that is coming through for you in this moment. We'll keep an eye on that next Patreon sign up. Let's work on getting that next Patreon sign up by 11:15. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. As I read this, drop, if anything I say resonates with you, comment 1111 in the chat. As I go through this, also prepare to write out an affirmation based on the message of this chat. So let's dive a little bit deeper. Here we go. Card number 4, Paradigm Shift. You are undergoing radical growth in your belief systems. Now is the time to challenge old attitudes and question previous expectations. You are in an extraordinary time. Great leaps forward can be made in a moment. The world you thought you knew can suddenly break open, and a new world can become your reality. Buddhists sometimes speak of the beginner's mind, that which assumes nothing and therefore is open to everything. A spiritual psychologist might call this the inner child, as it is innocent, curious, unfixed, and always learning. It doesn't get stuck on answers having to be one way. There is openness to the unknown with curiosity instead. That's important. It doesn't get stuck on an answer having to be one way. There is an openness to the unknown with a curiosity instead. Old souls can sometimes find it hard to recapture their not knowingness. Ask someone with a lot of life experience who may have become a bit world weary to drop expectations and look at the world through fresh eyes can be challenging. Yet life becomes much more energizing and interesting when you are open and don't hold expectations about what will be. Very, very powerful. Suddenly, you are receptive to the universe helping you in ways in the past you did not believe possible, all because you kept an open mind. If you are feeling that you don't really know yourself, relationships, or your place in the world as you once did, if you are feeling that what you once held to be certain now seems to be a little shaky, these are signs that you are going through a paradigm shift. This will bring you new perceptions that will free you to be in the world in new ways. You will find yourself shedding old limits, fears, misconceptions. You are stepping beyond what you have known. You are a bit like a traveler in a new city, feeling awkward until she gets the lay of the land, and how things operate in a new place. As you trust the unexpected and unknown, the universe will be able to help you in unexpected and previously unknown ways. Again, I'll just reread that part there. That's very, very powerful. As you trust the unexpected and unknown, the universe will be able to help you in unexpected and previously unknown ways. If you find yourself questioning the views in mass media or spoken in conversation that those around you are having, take heart and know that you are awakening from a fear-based world in a love-filled reality. Your confusion will soon transform into joy and discovering that you are free to have no reason to be afraid. You are encouraged by the universe to embrace the power you have to be a free thinker. Accept the accelerated mental shift happening for you, even if it creates temporary uncertainty or discomfort. Dare to think thoughts of love rather than lower your vibration by choosing thoughts of fear. Trust for something helpful and empowering is happening in your soul. Beautiful. All right. And there's an invocation. We'll read that a little bit later. I'm going to just channel some additional inspiration here. Seeing lots of 1111s in the chat. No surprise there. This is a powerful card. As we move through this team, again, let's work on getting that next Patreon sign up so that we can go right into our next reading without having to take much of an intermission. So if you guys are thinking of signing up for the Patreon, now is a great time to be able to do it. Or again, if anybody wants to increase their Patreon pledge, feel free to do that as well. And then we'll continue with the next reading after this as soon as we are ready to do so. So super powerful card here, paradigm shift. Again, I love the idea that with this card, it really hits upon the big themes that trusting the unknown allows more to be possible. It allows more ways in which the universe can continue to serve you. So oftentimes when we're seeing things through a particular paradigm, again, a paradigm literally just means a way of seeing, a lens through which we see the world. If we're seeing things through a lens where it's like, oh, you know, like I have to do X, Y, Z to be successful. I have to do this, and this in order to be able to fit in with society. Society is going to be able to give me X, Y, Z. The universe is going to be able to provide to me through this, and this. Oftentimes you will find that as you continue to move along your journey, that the universe won't simply give you what you expect or what you want. It will give you what you need. But sometimes in order to be able to get what you need, you have to let go of what you expect. So it's this idea that like your expectation is also creating a bit of a, like, it can be a powerful way to be able to create new spontaneity and to be able to create new opportunities. But at the same time, those expectations can also limit things. Your expectation could literally be, I expect the universe to surprise me in mysterious ways. That could be your expectation, which is pretty hilarious as well when you think about it. But if you expect certain things to be able to go a certain way, then you're actually closing yourself off from the different ways that it theoretically could, which may serve you even more in the long run as well. So with this card, it's really inviting us to begin seeing the many different paradigm shifts that are taking place within our life at any given time. I love the idea that, again, as we were talking about earlier with the Ace of Swords, and even again with the one about the emotional challenges, to be able to change the way we look at how others may be perceiving the world, and then being able to discern within our heart as to whether or not that is the path for us, or as to whether or not that is something that we just kind of want to be able to step in line with, so to speak. So with this card, it's a really powerful card to be able to use that idea of shifting one's paradigm to become aware of the habits of others, and then to be able to decide for yourself whether or not that's something that you want to be able to choose from. For example, the idea of being able to sort of like see things through the manipulation of the media, and to be able to start looking at things with a more critical observation, with a more heart expanded approach. And again, sometimes one of the best ways to be able to look at fear-based media is to be able to see it through the heart, and just to be able to see it where it's like, okay, sure, I got the information, but my heart is telling me to be kind to myself first and foremost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off, right? Like your heart will literally guide you to just being able to say like, yeah, you know what? Like this isn't really something that I need right now. Again, because it's your diet, your energy that you receive through the media that you're focusing on is, again, what's going to continue to, you become that. You literally become what you watch. You literally become what you ingest in many different ways. So again, with this one, dare to think thoughts of love rather than lower your vibration by choosing thoughts of fear. Trust for something helpful and empowering is happening within your soul. So this is a very powerful card that, again, for us as light workers, it's important for us to be able to understand how this is something that we go through, how this is something that we go through in many different ways. Absolutely. Like, we are paradigm shifters. The paradigms will continue to shift within ourselves. But again, as we shift them within ourselves, we're also practicing holding space for the way they shift in others as well. So think of all the different ways in which you can help shift the paradigms of others through your actions, through your leadership of love, through your example that you live, through you literally choosing to be the change that you wish to see in the world. These are all very simple but powerful ways to be able to help make a difference, not simply by telling people what to think, but by living from your authentic heart space and being able to give them permission to do the same. Sometimes, again, being a person who is shifting paradigms is about being a person who is subconsciously giving others permission simply by you being you. So this is a very, very powerful card, and again, I just have to be mindful of my voice here, so I'm not going to go like too long on this. But I do like, again, this idea that this card is a really, really important card to be able to become more aware of the limiting beliefs that we are shedding. And to kind of go back to the previous cards of the Ace of Swords and the emotional challenges, where it's like, what things are kind of getting in our way, what things are kind of holding baggage on our paradigm, what things are preventing us from being able to see the full picture. So this is a great card to be able to remind us that, again, it is through the process of being able to let go of wounded beliefs, shedding old limits, fears and misconceptions, that we allow ourselves to step beyond what we have known and into the mystery of the unknown, into the excitement of the unknown. I've said this before. This is a very, very powerful mantra or phrase that I've shared with you guys, but I'll say it again because I know there's new people tuning in. There's this phrase. I love it. I didn't read this somewhere. I just kind of started saying it to myself, but this idea of fall in love with the mystery of the unknown. If you guys want to leave a little mantra in the chat, go ahead and do that. If you can literally like create that vision within your mind of like being able to fall in love literally with the mystery of the unknown, that would be like, for example, this would be a relative example. This idea of being able to be like, oh man, like I broke up with my girlfriend or boyfriend, and now like I don't know what's on the horizon. And there's either two ways to look at that. There's one way where it's just going to be like, oh, like nothing will ever come my way, or you can literally be able to see things from the perspective of something will come my way when the time is right, when I am ready to be able to receive it. So again, your job is to not just sit there and wait for the universe to bring something to you, but to be able to raise your vibration so that you become an energetic match for the thing that is meant for you, that is sitting within the unknown. So the things that are like falling in love with the mystery of the unknown means falling in love with the amazing things that are meant for you, and the way how those things can come to you sooner rather than later is to be able to keep working on yourself. And so again, where energy moves, it creates space for new opportunities. So where one relationship ends, again, it's creating space for us to be able to get ready for the new energy that is going to be entering into our life. But you want to be able to work on yourself to be able to help create the container for that paradigm shift to be able to take place. But again, I love that idea of falling in love with the mystery of the unknown. If you want to write out a little mantra based on that phrase, modify it in your own words. That idea of something along the lines of like, I choose to fall in love with the many ways in which the universe can surprise me through the unknown. If you want to leave a little affirmation for that, go ahead, because I know it's a powerful mantra. And I think, again, just being able to kind of like move into things with this idea of knowing that the universe is kind of working this magic behind the scenes. Sometimes what you want to be able to do is kind of like focus on the why. The how will often kind of like figure itself out, but obviously you got to be like very, again, practical and logistical and everything like that. But again, sometimes the how will arise through surprise, through unexpectedness, through us not putting an expectation on what we think things will be or how we think things to be able to result. So this is a very, very powerful card of being able to not only, again, to be able to shift the paradigm on many different ways. And to really, I'll just wrap it up here. This is a very powerful card that invites us to be able to see the world through the shifted paradigm, where we realize the magic that is in all things. We realize the magic that is within our journey. We realize the magic that is within these opportunities for us to be able to continue to grow. And again, going back to that perspective of things happening for you, not just to you, so to speak, something that I know and more of us are becoming familiar with. But again, really, really, really beginning to embody. Like, you're not just working with the universe, you're working as the universe. So it's not like it's just like, help me, universe. It's like you are the universe. So the process of you naturally helping yourself is, again, you also becoming aware to be able to understand that even though you may not be able to see the future, you can still feel into the excitement of the idea that what is still coming your way is something that's going to continue to serve your highest good. So rather than just chasing what you hope might happen, work on yourself, fall in love with the mystery of the unknown, and prepare yourself to be able to receive it as it arises. So I'll wrap it up here, and then I'm going to read an invocation here. So this is a little invocation. So yeah, let's keep shifting our paradigms. Let's keep shifting from, again, love to fear. Let's meet fear with love. Let's bring more of a paradigm shift in terms of how we understand the dynamics of how this reality creates, in terms of it giving us things that are here to evolve our soul. the falling in love with the mystery of the unknown, seeing the world through the magical lens of the inner child, so to speak. And again, being able to become more aware of where there may be old wounded beliefs that are kind of like preventing us from seeing through this new paradigm. Invocation, as I'm reading this, go ahead and just imagine you're reading this to yourself. You're saying it to yourself. Invocation. Through divine grace and unconditional love, I open my mind to the higher truth of love. May my mind be cleansed with conditioning and gently open to the light of love. I am willing to unlearn what no longer serves me. I am willing to receive teachings and information, guidance and assistance for those beings of pure light and unconditional love that can assist me on my journey now. May my paradigm shift bring me closer to peace, love, empowerment, and happiness. May this process be held in guardianship by the universe with grace, mercy, and tenderness. Through my own will, so be it. So yeah, again, just kind of wrapping up here, I think it's this idea that the paradigm shift is very simply put, the paradigm shift is people returning back to the wisdom of the heart, something that I talk about a lot. And so when we bring the wisdom back to the heart, which all of us can intuitively do, that will naturally lead us towards more of a connection with personal empowerment and love and peace by being able to pay more attention to what our values are within our life and to be able to kind of like shift out of old perspectives. So again, I think this is a really, really powerful card that's reminding us that as we continue to shift our own paradigms, let's continue to hold space for others who are shifting their paradigms simply by being in the presence of those of us who are already perhaps well on our way for our spiritual journey. You don't have to go around telling people how to think, but you can invite them to be able to feel more with their heart, to be able to feel more in alignment with their passion, to be able to see you speaking from your heart and living from your heart as well, be it your family, be it your community, be it people online, whatever it may be. So super, super powerful card. I love this card. Paradigm shift, again, like our little theme card. So again, let's keep helping shift the paradigms so that people can again, long story short, helping people shift their paradigms to be able to legitimately see the divinity within themselves, whatever that may mean to them, to see their unity, to see their connection, to see their oneness, and to be able to see the gift that this life is, and to really just be able to connect with that. So let us know if that resonates with you. Drop those 1111s in the chat, and also write out a little affirmation based on the wisdom of the card that came through for you in that moment. So write out an affirmation based on the message that came through for you. And again, team, we're gonna hold space for the next person to be able to sign up for the Patreon. Thank you again to Melissa and Ether for being our recent Patreon signups tonight. And we'll get right into our next reading as soon as we have another Patreon sign up. So let me just take a moment here to be able to do a little affirmation. So I will continue to hold space for my own personal paradigm shift as I continue to open my heart with excitement and curiosity to the mysteries of the unknown that I know are here to support my highest growth. I will continue to help hold space for the paradigm shifts taking place in others as we bring more awareness into our heart, and to be able to see beyond the illusions, heal wounded beliefs, and step into our highest power and purpose in serving others. Go ahead, team, leave some affirmations down in the chat. We'll read a few of those on air. And again, we'll hold space here. Once we have that next Patreon sign up, we'll get into the next reading. I'm totally down. I definitely feel confident that we can reach 230 on Patreon tonight. Or again, if anybody already on Patreon wants to increase their Patreon pledge, you guys are welcome to do that as well. Thank you again to those of you who have joined in. If anybody is heading out early, thank you so much. Rolando, thank you so much for joining in. Reading some affirmations. Live in truth and integrity, and others will follow, says Amanda. Beautiful. Simone says, I am supported by the universe and embrace my power. I am magic and love, a co-creator of the universe. Beautiful. Well said. Awesome. Shift with abundance. Shift with love from above as we proceed to hold space. May love abound with amazing grace. So mote it be. Awesome. Thank you, Sheena. Well said. I like the little extra flair on that one. So, excuse me. All right. For those of you on TikTok, go ahead and click the link in my profile to be able to join in on YouTube as well. And again, team, thank you so much, everyone, for just hanging out here. We're just going to chill out for the next little bit as we hold space for the next person to sign up for the Patreon. Again, if you guys are fans of my work, go ahead and sign up for the Patreon, not only as a way to be able to help support me, but to also be able to help support the community, and for you to be able to receive additional support as well. When you join at the $11 monthly contribution on Patreon, you get access to secret videos, you get access to being able to join as a leading member within our community, to be able to get additional access within our team chat to support you as a conscious media creator, and again, to be able to join our weekly on-air team podcasts, and to be able to get all sorts of other amazing things such as discount for our item shop, work with me as your conscious media creation coach, and to be able to join our collaborative work periods, and to be in a really cool space that's here to support you and to be able to share what it is that you're working on with a super dope team of conscious media creators. So thank you again, everyone, so much. Go ahead and drop a 555 in the chat if you're thinking of signing up for the Patreon tonight, if you plan to sign up for the Patreon tonight. And again, we're just going to hold space here for the next little bit as we invite, again, just being able to invite people to connect into the Patreon. So thank you guys so much. We've had 3 readings so far tonight, and we're currently at 228 on Patreon, working towards our goal of 230 currently. And I definitely feel it's possible to be able to get 230 on Patreon tonight. And again, when you sign up for the Patreon, you also get to be able to help facilitate the next reading. Thank you again, Melissa. Thank you again to Ether. And you can choose, nobody's chosen the Hero's Journey deck, so let's get another sign up. And if you want to choose the Hero's Journey deck, we can do that as well. Going back to the affirmations in the chat, Ryder says, the unknown is where you will find parts of yourself so powerful that you once locked them away in fear of them. Beautiful. Well said, Ryder. Awesome. Thank you, Rolando, again for joining in. Again, for those of you who may be new, you guys are welcome to even just connect with our Discord server and make sure that you stay connected there as well. And for those of you who signed up on Patreon tonight, just make sure that you direct message me on either the Discord server or through Patreon and let me know if you're interested in signing up as a leading member. So, awesome. All right, team. Again, thank you so much. For those of you on TikTok or Instagram, click the link in my profile to be able to join in or find the Patreon link. We currently got about 18 people tuned in on YouTube right now. So again, we're just going to hold space, and once we have another person signed up for the Patreon, or if any Patreon supporter wants to increase their Patreon pledge, you guys are welcome to do that. Again, you guys know, for those of you already on Patreon, the value we provide is worth way more than $11. We keep it as a sliding scale. If you guys are in a position to do so and you want to be able to join at a upgraded tier on Patreon, please feel free to do that. Whatever works for you, it is all equally appreciated. So, good night, Amanda. Thanks so much for joining in. So, awesome. All right, team, let's get right into that next reading as soon as we have that next Patreon sign up ready to go. Thank you again to our recent Patreon signups, to Melissa, to Ether, to Nick, and to Alice as well. Beautiful. Super excited about our team podcast this Thursday as well on Spiritual Wisdom of Halloween. So when you guys join on the Patreon, you guys are also welcome to join on air for our weekly team podcast. We're going to be doing another podcast in November on the spiritual wisdom of, or it's going to be UFOs and the Shift in Consciousness Part 2. So that's going to be a good one as well. So awesome. Good night, everyone who may be jumping out. I know some of you are jumping off. I'm glad you guys were able to tune in while we can. Again, guys, we'll hang out here for the next little bit. If we have somebody ready to sign up for the Patreon, we'll get right into the next reading. If nobody's signing up for the Patreon tonight, then we'll wrap it up, and that's totally okay with me. We've been on air for however long now, and again, getting 2 Patreon signups is still super awesome. So thank you again, everyone, for holding space. I'd love to be able to get into some more readings. So again, go ahead and let us know if you're ready to be able to join in on the Patreon. And again, links in the video and in the chat and in my profile for those of you on TikTok or Instagram and Facebook as well. So, and we're currently at yeah, okay. I think technically we're currently still at 227 on Patreon. I think there was I think I miscalculated there, but that's not a problem, guys. So beautiful, awesome. All right, team. If you guys are ready to be able to get into our next reading, let's get that next Patreon sign up ready to go. Again, I'm totally down to be able to keep going, and let's work towards reaching that goal of 230 on Patreon. I'm just going to upgrade that. Technically, we're at 227. Like I just checked. I'm not sure. There might have been a Patreon that just adjusted their stuff. So, and again, that's totally cool. So, beautiful, awesome. All right, team. Again, if you guys are ready to sign up for the Patreon, go ahead and drop a 555 in the chat, or if anybody wants to upgrade their Patreon, we'll hang out here for the next little bit. Like, if nobody's legitimately signed up in maybe like 10-ish minutes, then that will just be an indicator for us to be able to wrap up the broadcast. And that's totally fine with me, guys. I'm not 100% sure if I'll be on for another tarot broadcast before the end of this month. Again, part of our quest right now is to be able to invite people onto the Patreon if they before the contributions process on the first of each month. So we're working towards that goal of 230, but if we can reach that tonight, then that just puts us in good shape as well. And thank you again, everyone. For those of you on TikTok, thank you guys so much for joining in. For those of you heading out and going to bed, thank you guys as well, and good night. Zentia is going to be leading team meditation tomorrow morning as well. So if you guys haven't yet, please feel free to connect to our team chat as well, and I'll post a link for that into the chat for anybody who hasn't gotten the link for that yet. So awesome. All right, team. It may be a little bit of an early night tonight, but again, if anybody else is ready to sign up for the Patreon, go ahead and do that. It only takes about 5 minutes to be able to sign up, and we'll get into some more readings as we have more people signed up for the Patreon. So, and thank you again, Patreon supporters. Thank you, everyone. Love being able to just hang out with you guys here, and yeah, always happy to be able to just kind of like hold space for the inspiration that we're cultivating here together. So again, for those of you tuned in right now, we've done a few readings so far. We're going to do another reading as we have somebody else ready to sign up for the Patreon, and then that person is going to help facilitate the next reading. If you guys are tuned in on TikTok, you can click the link in my profile. You can find the Patreon through the link in my profile. So if you guys have if you guys already know about the Patreon and you guys have been thinking about the Patreon, this would be a good bonus chance to be able to sign up for the Patreon in a way where, again, you're going to help assist the community by being able to help us get into another reading, and then you also get the bonus of being able to help facilitate it as well. Yo, Oleg, what's up, dude? Back for round 2 again. So awesome, team. Again, we're just in a little bit of an intermission, holding space for another person to be able to join in on the Patreon. Thank you again to those of you who have been here all like throughout the previous readings. For those of you who may be new, thank you guys again for joining in. Again, Patreon is where you can support the work that I do with a monthly contribution. And if you guys are just joining into this, if you guys want to learn more about our team of conscious media creators, joining the Patreon is a super, super awesome way to be able to get further involved. When you join at the $11 monthly contribution, that's where you get to become a leading member within our team of conscious media creators. And that's where you get additional support, where you can join our weekly team podcast, get full access to our team chat, access to our collaborative work periods, and access to me as a conscious media creation coach. And yeah, lots of other really cool value there, including secret videos, discounts for our item shop, and again, just the value of being able to sync up with a super dope, awesome team. If you guys are thinking of signing up for the Patreon tonight, go ahead and drop a 555 in the chat. It may be we may be done for tonight, guys. It's totally, again, I'm okay with whatever. If somebody's ready to sign up, even just let us know ahead of time if you're ready to sign up. So again, if you're a fan of my work and you want to be able to connect further with myself and the team, and you're in a position where you can contribute the $11 monthly contribution, then please feel free to join in on the Patreon, and then we'll do another reading for the team here tonight. And we've had 3 awesome readings here so far tonight. Ace of Swords, another card which is called Emotional Challenges, resolving the issues, and also the Paradigm Shift card, which is pretty cool. So beautiful. All right, team, I'm just going to rest my voice for a little bit. Again, for those of you who are tuned in, if you guys are ready to join in on the Patreon, go ahead and let us know in the chat by dropping a 555. The link for the Patreon's in the info. And yeah, super excited just to be able to welcome new people. If you're brand new, feel free to just join in on the Discord as well. Yeah, I want to do the Heroes deck, guys. Again, if anybody wants to upgrade their Patreon pledge, we'll do another reading there. I'm okay, guys. Like if we end it early, like that's okay. Like I'm okay. We're just gonna hold space for just a few more minutes. And again, if anybody's ready to sign up, go ahead. And thank you again, everyone. Contributions processed on the first of each month, so that's part of the additional incentive behind inviting people as well, so that we can get the additional signups before the end of the month. So sweet, awesome. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people who I've been in contact with this month who are going to be signing up in this next month as well. So there's a lot of people who are connected. Like we're building a super dope team here. So good job, everybody. So, all right, team. Yeah, I'd definitely love to be able to get into one more reading. If you guys are ready to be able to do that, go ahead and sign up for the Patreon. And again, if anybody's already signed up for the Patreon, you guys can increase your pledge. I appreciate your guys' patience. Again, not just trying to I don't want to be able to just kind of like not have a payoff. If we can end it with one more reading, that would be super awesome. And then after that, maybe we'll just call it a night anyways. So thank you again, everyone, so much for hanging out. For those of you who are regulars, if you guys are already signed up for the Patreon, please feel free to even just plug it in the chat. And again, let's work on getting that next Patreon sign up. It's almost 11:30, so if we can get that next Patreon sign up in the next few minutes, we'll get right into that next reading. So join on the Patreon, not just as a way to be able to help support me, but to be able to help support the community, to help us in supporting fellow conscious creators, and again, to also be able to invite you into being able to get the additional support within our team. So awesome. All right, just keeping an eye on things here. Beautiful. Cool. Thank you again, everyone, for joining in. And again, we're just holding space here. I think we may be done for the night. So if you guys are like waiting to head off to bed, you have absolute full permission to be able to do so. So cool. Thank you again, everyone, for joining in. If you guys are ready to be able to join in on the Patreon, go ahead and follow the link in the video. Link's also in my profile. Only takes about 5 minutes to be able to sign up. Working towards our goal of 230 on Patreon. So if you guys are ready to be able to do that, go ahead and let us know with a 555 in the chat. But yeah, I think we're probably I think we're almost done. Like if we don't get a Patreon sign up tonight, that's an additional one. That's totally fine. So. Cool. Yeah, Melissa, make sure you either comment in the Discord and just be like, "Hey, it's Melissa. I joined on the Patreon tonight," or send me a direct message if you're already on my other social media profiles as well. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for joining in. Awesome. All right, team. Last call for any Patreon signups for tonight. And then we'll do another reading for the team. And thank you again, everyone. Had 2 new Patreon signups tonight. That's awesome. Excited to be able to welcome in some new members into the community. And yeah, excited just for everyone to be able to hang out and connect further as a team. So beautiful. Last call for everybody here. If you're ready to sign up for the Patreon, go ahead and do that in the next few moments, and we'll get right into another reading. And again, you'll help facilitate the reading for the team. If you want to choose the hero's journey deck, you're welcome to do that. And yeah, and then we'll play it by ear. I mean, it's possible we might get somebody signing up in the next minute, and then we'll get right into. There may be again another sign up after that. So we're either going to be done shortly, or who knows, maybe we'll be up for maybe there'll be 5 back-to-back readings. I don't know. I'm okay wrapping it up early though. That's not a problem. So, I mean, it's already been over 2 hours. So that's not a problem. So beautiful. Awesome. Thank you again, everyone. Happy to be able to have you guys here. Thank you Thank you so much, everyone, just for just reading your comments on my new videos and stuff like that. Appreciate it. So cool. Reminder, we have team meditation tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can find the link for that in our Discord server. So all the more reason to be able to connect to our Discord server. So, all right, team. I'm going to call it a night. Thank you so much for joining in. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send me a direct message on Instagram or even leave a comment in the Discord once you connect there, especially if you're joining in as a new leading member, and we'll get you synced up there as well. If you guys want to sign up for the Patreon, you guys can do that at any point. Contributions process on the 1st of each month. So if you sign up before November 11th, then they will process on November 11th. And if you sign up, November 1st, if you sign up after November 1st, your contributions will process on December 1st. So do what works best for you. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for holding space. Thank you for hanging out here as a team. I'm going to call it a night. And yeah, looking forward to being able to do this again. I'm not sure if I'll get in another one of these before the end of the month. But if you guys are able to sign up for the Patreon before November 1st, if that works for you, please, by all means, feel free to do that. So cool. Be sure to connect to our Discord server. Check out the other stuff we got going on in our community. Maybe see you for tomorrow's team podcast on spiritual wisdom of Halloween. Good night, everyone. May you continue to carry these vibrations and these blessings with you on your journey. Dream well, sleep well, and thank you for being a part of such an awesome team. So the shifter in me sees and honors the shifter in you. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in, and we'll see you in the Discord chat. Until next time, keep it shifty, and welcome to the future. Have an awesome one. Thanks again, team. Go team. Whoop.